All right, local swell tracker, Sunday the 25th. It's so epic right now in Paradise. We've got so much going on. The Vans World Cup is on right now, and we've got perfect 6 to 8 plus out there, and it's staying offshore because of the land formation and how the variable winds bend out there. It stays good, and pipeline's heavy. It's all 8 plus, just thick, and the new 18-second forerunners popped at 11 seconds at Waimea, but wow, I get ahead of myself. The girls did not go today, by the way, on the call 596 surf. We got it dialed in. They're going to go tomorrow, though, and Sunset will be too big, is my guess, tomorrow, straight up. Okay, here's the jet stream. This is today, and we've got some really good winds in this puppy. We've got, say, almost 200 knots in there. It's long, it's consolidated, it's fairly low. It was much fatter and lower here about 3 or 4 days ago and allowed that giant storm to generate the 25, maybe even 30-foot waves that'll hit Pe'ahi tomorrow afternoon late. So the peak, again, it's not first thing on Monday. High surf warnings went up early today, like the National Weather Service playing it so safe. They put the warnings up like a day in advance, which is pretty cool. High surf advisory, they left that out, but that's really where we're at. That's the threshold that's actually being met with the observations today, with triple overhead waves, solid, thick, and the new lines from the 18-seconders are coming through because of the hurricane force winds. Anyway, I don't know, I'm going ADD, man. I'm so pumped. Here we go. Let's roll out the jet stream. Again, these are large rivers of wind, about 30 to 40,000 feet up there where the airlines fly. They go west to east around the globe. They generate energy down at the surface. And anytime you see these going straight across that zonal, we like them to dip or have troughs. That allows circulation, you know, at the bottom, like say right about here. That's a high pressure, of course, moving into the picture early next week. It's really going to be stopping us up here for a while. And that low continues to move to the east. And again, this is all next week. And the jet starts to fatten up off of Japan once again. But you see this split right here in the jet because of that high pressure. That does not allow a surf. We like the troughs to be more gentle so that they work their way down into a circular formation at the surface. So this is not what we're looking for. But a lot of energy does come off here by, you know, next Friday, the end of the month, and a solid storm comes off of the Kurils, and I'll keep you dialed in on that in a second. So again, continuing to roll these out, the jet ends up off over California, the high pressure to our north, and more energy coming off of Japan. And now it's easier to see the jet here, a slight trough. This will indeed be producing another hurricane force low with a captured fetch, and I'll show you that in a second. So again, this picture is 7 days out, and this is today, Sunday the 25th. Long consolidated zonal, and that's going to change up big time here. We will go into a semi-quiet period. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the surface winds, but this is going to go back a week from today. Now, we just went from today out a week into the future. I want to do a little hindcasting to show you what we ended up with this week. It was more of a kind of a northeast swell, and then this guy up here punched us up for Saturday. We saw this guy build. This is Thursday the 22nd, and this fetch was super long. The low centered off of Kamchatka. Again, this one pumped us up to about 8 feet today at Sunset Beach. And rolling these out further, Friday kicked in the real guy right here with some 55 knot winds. A couple pockets in there that got up to hurricane force, and some of the seas got up to 50 feet on this guy, but those stayed about 1,800 miles away. Rolling this thing out further, you can see that track. Again, these are surface winds. I'll show you what the swell these surface winds create. You can see how that thing merged into the parent low. It was actually 3 fetches in a row here. The first one bringing us what we're riding today. This brings us current. These are the surface winds leading to the 18-second forerunners. This is the swell leading to those long period forerunners we're seeing today. Okay, now we're taking a look at the hindcast of the swells produced by those surface winds. This guy right here, this is going back last Saturday the 17th, and this is the one that brought us 3 to 5 plus last Tuesday, and then it went by Friday. It was the smallest day of the year. I mean, flatter than summer. Starting the animation, that thing was zonal and it pooped out real quick. sent most of its energy off to our northeast here. Continuing on the animations, here we go. You see that kind of like the double complex circulation here? This is the guy that led us to our waves today. Now, it started to show Saturday morning was flat as a pancake, and it was 2, maybe 3 feet by the afternoon. But a couple fetches here, they sort of merge, and there was a partially captured fetch. The fetch on its southwest flank was kind of following the track southeast from the center of the low. That pumped in energy to existing swells that the winds created. This guy right here has led to perfect 6 to 8 northwest swells. West-northwest to northwest, about 310 to 330 from this guy. Then, the big one. Take a look at that. That white area, those are 50-foot seas in the center of this storm. That's right about at the date line here at 180, about 1,200 miles away from Hawaii. There were some hurricane force winds in this storm, and by far this is the beast of the winter so far, and it could be the biggest, and it will for sure be one of the biggest that we see for the rest of the season. Starting in the animation, look at that captured fetch, southeast track, nosing to just 1,000 miles off, even though it's weaker by this point. Sunday the 25th, today, the swell trains have already been produced. We're seeing the 18-second form runners, as I mentioned. Look how wide and fat that is. There's going to be a lot of west in it, and there's going to be plenty of northwest mix. It's going to be building all the way through tonight, reaching 15 feet at dawn tomorrow. Could be bigger. It'll be too big for the Sunset Beach for the Vans World Cup. The girls are going to take it. There's time to get at least nearly a day in for the women. It could be too big by the afternoon for the Beach Waver Maui Pro. This is the culprit. Advancing this a little further, you can see it starts to go zonal or west to east by Monday. The fetch nearly touches us. It's going to be dropping rather quickly by Wednesday, but Tuesday morning, it's still going to be 20 plus. Super special event, very rare for this early in the year. And check this out. We get a little bit of disturbance off by the date line and close by to us, and we're looking for a strong north swell. Right now, this fetch is being passed off to our southwest, but as time moves on, the whole system migrates to the east, more of its north-northeast swell getting in, and this should be building up to some 12-second north-northwest swell Saturday, and it should be at least 6 to 8 plus. As time goes on, it's more of a north-northeast tilt. That'll be Monday, and probably, I'm going to guess, 5 to 8 feet north-northeast with that mix of north. And then take a look, another beauty with some over 40-foot seas. Let me bring this back a little bit. Now, right here, Sunday, a week out from today, the next good size event. I hope the models turn out to be true. Right now, we're just giving a heads up. They could definitely back down on this. So you go out a week from here, and right now, Computer Model Fantasy are calling for this thing to peak Thursday the 6th in that 10 to 15, maybe 18-foot realm with good long periods, 15 to 18 seconds, and starting to ease, although still at easily warning levels, Friday, this December 7th. Just a heads up. Okay, now we're going to look at the swell periods. Here we go. That first initial 15-second west-northwest to northwest is sweeping down the island chain right now, bringing a solid 6 to 8 plus, 10 to 15-foot faces with some bigger sets. Here comes the 16 to 18-second forerunners from the first phase of the big swell. And that's going to be Monday. We're rolling these things out a little bit further, so this is Monday morning early. And here comes the really long periods right here. That's going to be Monday afternoon, and this is when it's going to reach its peak for spots that are deep water and really act like a magnet for swell energy. Jaws could get, and is likely to get, easily 30 feet, and they'll be paddling into that swell train you're looking at right here on Monday, especially in the afternoon when it peaks over there on Maui. Continuing to roll out the periods, the next little batch of swell, and that's coming in for early December, as I was pointing out that nearby system. But this, nothing's going to really compare to this until maybe December 6th or 7th. Okay, here is Monday, a little storm here with only 18-foot seas, not really enough to make it up. This one has a little bit more, it's sending a lot of its energy off. See how tiny that guy is? And 22-foot seas. Not the optimal track. It gets weak too quick. And open ocean swells, they lose about half their size every 1,000 miles traveled. And these are way down by the Ross Ice Shelf and moving up, and they've got too far to go. By the time that gets here, we'll see a trace of maybe 13 or 14 second energy, but maybe a half a foot of swell, which means, you know, ankle snappers. Nothing really going to be happening there. Rolling these things out to the end of the animation, I just wanted to show you what the jet stream was trying its best to bring forth. We do see some activity, just not enough intensity. Let's take a look at the swell periods emanating up. This is that one big storm. I'll show you. This was one big storm far off to the southeast under Easter Island. Starting in the animations, we see most of the stuff coming down. You can take a look at that. That's the big storm that's bringing us our 15 to 25 foot surf. And these swell trains are going to be losing half their height every 1,000 miles. So by the time they get down here, they won't be near what they are. But a lot of spots, including Tahiti, will be going off from the swell, coming from the opposite way they normally do. Just not near as big, again, due to swell decay. Periods are a conservative, mostly conservative value and can travel thousands and thousands of miles without losing much, whereas swell height definitely decays noticeably. You can see some stuff trying to work its way up towards us underneath the Taz. None of this is going to make it up our way, but it's making an effort. Okay, going back to earlier last week, just wanted to roll some of this out. The swell that we actually had some chest high, shoulder high waves coming through Friday. That's gone now. It was from a system far northeast of New Zealand, but this is the guy down here by the southeast that's sending it plenty over to Chile. And we were thinking we might get a little bit of southeast sideband swell, but no, the models are no longer claiming anything. So we are into a quiet period as far as the last 7 days go. Only this one little pulse here recently from Friday and Saturday, again from a system that's no longer on these models. They only go back hindcasting. Wait, here it is. It's just starting to fade, but this is the guy right here that brought us up some waves for Friday, and it's already on its way out. But actually today, Saturday, is still seeing some chest shoulder high waves at Bowls, but we did get the sea breezes. This is the little culprit right here. And the reason why it doesn't look very strong, but its proximity, it's 1,000 miles closer the usual swell generation zones are down here southeast of New Zealand. Okay, let's take a look at the hand-drawn surface charts. Take a look at the size of that low pressure. Wow, this was again about 3 storms merged into one at parent low, ending up here in the Gulf. There is its associated front that has pushed the ridge of the high pressure over the islands, stopping the trades, leading to an actual southeast flow and midday sea breezes. This pattern is going to slowly dissipate and get back to trades through Monday. That high pressure is pretty weak and far off to our east-northeast. Here comes the new high pressure that's going to be dominating the North Pac scenario for a while and bumping the jet up and over it, quieting things down for a little while until this thing migrates further out towards the dateline over the coming 7 days. The water vapor loops showing stable overall. The brown areas are the drier sinking air masses. Something's up with the animation today with missing a few files. The effects of the low pressure bring in the big waves. The intertropical convergence zone is firing with thunderstorms, but it's going to stay put. That's where the trade winds from the north meet the trade winds from the South Pac. So here we are over here, about 160 and 20 north latitude. And again, that ridge is really close to the islands. Here's that big low pressure going counterclockwise, and over here, the big high pressure. The ridge I was showing you from the hand-drawn surface charts was just about 100 miles north of Kauai. And this weak front you can see here, it's about 450 miles northwest of Kauai. Over the next day or so, the ridge will remain close to the islands as the front moves southeast towards us. And the ridge will keep the winds light over the smaller islands. Probably through tomorrow morning, the sea breezes produce the clouds, isolated showers over the interior sections due to, again, convection. But atmosphere is fairly stable. It's not going to be real wet. That's going to happen at the end of the upcoming week. That's going to be a trough deepening northwest of the islands Wednesday.